Okay, I'm going to attempt to do a video today, a two-card reading. If there is noise in the background, I apologise. I am currently in the middle of Palma, the city of Palma in Mallorca, so that's part of Spain, it's one of the islands, and the rules of the quarantine, so this is 2020, May 2020, the rules of the quarantine that we've all been under in the whole world for the past kind of 8 plus, this is the 9th week, have changed this week, and so we've been allowed a lot more freedom. All of a sudden people are allowed to go out to shops and to bars and restaurants. A lot of things have opened up again, and so there's a lot more traffic suddenly on the streets. There are a lot more people walking around, and there are people today seem to be in quite a jovial mood. I'm not quite sure why. I haven't watched the news today, so maybe something's happened that I've missed. But a few minutes ago, when I wanted to start recording this video and I had to wait for it to finish, there was a man outside serenading. I don't know if he was serenading the street or a particular person, and it was quite wonderful, quite fun to listen to. But obviously, it makes recording and doing a reading that much harder than it has been previously and since I began this channel, because I only began this channel at the beginning of the quarantine period, because it kind of forced me into a corner and took away all my excuses that I had previously about actually recording videos, because I've been talking about it for ages, wanting to do it, and I haven't done it. And so this is kind of giving me the time to do it and the motivation. So the reading that I wanted to do today is from another different card deck, because I thought that I would begin by traveling you through all of the decks that I have that I think that will be relevant and interesting, because some of them perhaps not. So this one is the Mythic Tarot deck, and it is made by the same people as I think the other one that I've got is the Medieval Tarot deck that I showed you before, but it's the Juliet Sharman Burke, and this one's with Liz Green as well. I don't think the other one has her. And then the cards are illustrated by Giovanni Caselli, and I love the Caselli deck illustrations. They really speak to me quite powerfully. So, and they're all along the lines of the Rider-Waite decks as well, and that imagery speaks to me too. But the Caselli ones are from different kind of times. So this one's mythic, so it's all about gods and goddesses and Greek mythology, and then the other one, the medieval one, is all about knights and kings and queens. So yeah, I quite like that, and I can relate to that imagery. So that's the deck that I've chosen to use today. So I'm going to shuffle the cards, and then the question that I wanted to ask was, and this is a relevant question for a lot of people, well, all the time. This question is relevant for whenever you're listening to this video. But in quarantine, this kind of worry and concern and hurt has come up for quite a lot of people that I have been speaking to, and so I thought I would do a reading on it. And that is, and you can put in the person that this relates to for you. So the question is, what is going on with so-and-so right now that is causing us to get disconnected? So that's the first question. What is going on with your friend that is causing you to be disconnected? So let's shuffle the cards. First card, and then the second card is so I'm just scrolling on, I've written the question down. How can I reach out and connect with this person in a way that will strengthen heal our bond and relationship? Yeah, so how can I resolve this issue, essentially? So let's see what comes up here. Yep. Okay. So you can hear there's a motorbike in the distance now. all very lively outside all of a sudden. So the first card that I pulled out is the Knight of Wands. So I actually think it's quite a good answer to the question. That certainly answers the question of who I might be thinking about in this instance. No, I think because of the pandemic, yeah, and all of us being in quarantine, we've reached out to all of our friends and family at the very beginning, and we connected with people that we hadn't spoken to in a very long time, and that was great. And then I think as the time's gone by, we've realised who is and who isn't available to us, in terms of our friendship, feeling connected to them, and people that are able to support us and our emotional needs. And some people have been there and they've been wonderful, and other people just haven't for whatever reason, yeah. And I think everybody's going through very difficult time right now. Some people are enjoying it more than others. Some people are feeling more at home and safer than others. And people have different commitments, yeah. So like people with children, for example, probably don't have much free time right now because they're having to homeschool and they've got to look after their children like 24/7. And so they don't have much personal time, so maybe they don't have much time to communicate with friends. And other people are still working from home, and maybe they're having to work harder because the rest of the world has shut down, so they don't necessarily have much time. And then there are the people that have lots of time because they don't have these commitments, but who are suffering a dark night of the soul, who are so overwhelmed by this whole experience, this whole situation, and it's brought up lots of stuff, lots of past traumas and everything for them to heal. So they're not necessarily able to talk right now because it's just too painful for them, and talking makes it feel too real. So there's many different reasons why people aren't necessarily there for us, but it still hurts when they're not, and that's why I wanted to do this reading, so that we can understand why they're not there, and then we don't have to keep thinking and circling the thought of, oh, is it me, is it my fault, did I do something wrong? Yeah, so it's kind of like to lift that burden off your shoulders, to give you a bit of clarity around the situation. So the card that came up is the Knight of Wands. I'm just going to hold it this way because it's easy for me to read actually. I'm doing this on my iPhone because I prefer the quality of it to my iPad afterwards, but it means that the screen's really tiny, so it's harder for me to read the card like this when I can't see it. I can only see it on the screen. So this card is a knight, yeah, and a knight is a person who is on a mission. They are on they have a purpose. They have a cause. They are off to find the Holy Grail. Yeah, they are really focused on this mission. Like, it is burning them up inside, especially this one, the Knight of Wands. This guy is all about fire energy, yeah. He's just on fire with his mission, with his cause. He's seated upon a white horse, so it's a good cause that he's pursuing. He's not been absorbed by dark forces, by evil or anything. It's like, no, this is a holy cause that he is following. He is really passionate about this cause. He has been lit up inside. He's wearing red. He's carrying a flaming torch. He's got red feathers in his helmet all around his head. It's like he is on fire with this cause. He has come all the way up from his roots and is consuming his whole body. And he is standing up, yeah. He's like, maybe he's like come out of nowhere, and now he's got this cause, and he's stood up and he's starting to fight, yeah. And he's like completely transformed as a person. stepped into his power for the first time, or maybe he was already powerful, but this is like a new cause and a new mission, and so it's like he's got double the energy that he had before. Maybe it's like, he is a person that likes to have a cause, that likes to have a mission, that likes to help people, and this is just one more string to add to his bow. And he's great at doing that, having a mission, because this is what he does. He likes to be on purpose. He likes to be fighting to save the world, or an innocent victim, or such and such. And like there's a wounded kind of, looks like I can't tell very well from the picture actually. It looks like a wounded two-headed beast down in the bottom, in the dark soil, which is almost like a devil. It's like an evil creature, something that's climbed out of hell. And kind of like we're led to believe that he has shot his arrow into this creature and maimed it, and now he's riding off, to continue his mission. And so this kind of says to me that this person who we care about deeply, who we miss, who we feel separate from, they are on a mission right now, they are absorbed by their cause. They are on fire with enthusiasm and energy for this cause and everything that it represents and stands for, and therefore they are of a single mind, and they are distracted from you, distracted from their family, distracted from their friends, distracted from everything, like nothing else matters to them right now apart from this cause. They are just on fire with this burning desire to hold their torch and stand up and fight and make a difference and count. They're on a holy mission, and it's not personal. It's got nothing to do with you. The reason that they haven't connected with you or anything, it's nothing to do with you. It's not personal, although it feels deeply personal. You might have tried to contact them and heard nothing back. It's nothing to do with you. You haven't done anything wrong. You haven't failed. You not being on the same mission, not having the same cause, maybe not even having the same beliefs as this person, has not caused them to disown you or dislike you. It's just right now, you are not of their current tribe. Like the where they are right now is a really small, focused space, and you are not of that tribe right now. But that doesn't mean that they won't return to you afterwards, and that doesn't mean that once things have like kind of not calmed down, but once they've kind of got more used to their cause and everything, that they won't have time for you again. It's just right now it's so new and it's so urgent, that it's completely all-consuming. So, their past relationships may be subject to neglect as they find their way on this new path, but that's not saying that they won't find their way back to you. So, bear with them, try and understand that it's not personal, they're just on a quest. And they're on a worthy quest. Like, they really, really believe in this quest. And maybe if you understood their quest more, you could believe in it too. And maybe you do understand their quest. But it's hard if you're not in communication with them to know exactly what's going on. But just understand that they are consumed by something big in their life right now. And then the second, how can I reach out and connect with this person in a way that will strengthen and heal our bond and our relationship, And that card is the Seven of Wands. Okay. So it's another wand card. So they're both coming from the same space, the same creative energy, the same fire energy. And 7 is a very powerful number. It's a very magical number. So 7 is really relevant here. Maybe think the 7th month of the year that could also be quite relevant, I feel. So maybe, come July, things will change, things will shift. Maybe it's saying, come July, this is how you need to act in this card. And so this card, basically, the Seven of Wands, it reveals a battle. So we've got two battles. This time, in this card, there's a battle, and it's one lone knight on his crusade, on his solitary crusade. We can't see who else is with him. And then this card shows us that, that it's a battle, and there are like kind of lots of people involved. In this card, we can see there are two kings, and then there are three soldiers. Well, there's one civilian, no, two civilians and two soldiers fighting these kings, yeah. And the card leads us to believe that we are on the side of one of the two kings. Traditionally, that is, yeah. See, in a traditional sense of reading this card, we are this guy here. That's what we're led to believe, yeah. This guy has rushed into battle to fight alongside his friend, the other king, to support their kingdom, yeah, to defend their kingdom. He's rushed into battle, he's unprepared. Like in the original Rider-Waite deck, he's wearing mismatching shoes, yeah, so it's like he was totally unprepared for battle. And it also suggests that maybe he was confused about the cause that he wanted to be fighting for, so maybe he feels like part of him should be fighting with his friend, the other king, and then the other part of him feels like, no, he should be fighting with the civilians, with the common people. And so he's slightly torn, so he's fighting, but he's not fighting comfortably. It's not natural to him to be in this situation. And this card is like, it's basically saying, yeah, that if we want to reach out and connect with this person in our lives to strengthen and heal our relationship with them, we might have to join the cause. We actually might have to stand up and be a part of whatever cause it is that they are fighting, yeah. So perhaps just putting it into like context with right now, and then you can take that as a metaphor for other context, yeah, because otherwise like it becomes too big and too wide and vast, and could take like half an hour to an hour to talk about. So let's just read it in terms of right now. So say perhaps our friend, yeah, because this is topical, is on a crusade at the moment to spread news, spread information about what is going on in the world, how it is affecting everybody, and sorry, my camera is slipping drastically and I'm falling off the page. Okay, so say they're on a mission right now, okay, and they want to spread accurate information about what is going on in the world, what we need to do, how we need to stay informed, stay safe, and keep our freedoms, yeah. And they believe very strongly in their cause. Now, they could be fighting on the side of, the media and the government and their beliefs and what they're telling us to do and everything, and on the side of WHO, the World Health Organization, or they could be on the other side. They could be on the side that's going, no, this is all like a pandemic, and we need to be really careful because they're going to try and take away our freedoms and our rights, so maybe they're like strongly believe in that side of things. I don't know. Yeah, this is just a metaphor for the reading and why the relationship might be injured. But so So they've got a cause that they're really firmly entangled in, that they believe in strongly. And it's a cause that is local to them, to their life, to what's going on in their world right now. So maybe it's not directly relevant to yours, but maybe there are similarities, yeah? So, they might live in a different country, or they might, support a different political party, or they might have a completely different viewpoint to you about health freedom, or medicines and what they do or don't believe in terms of health and healing, and sickness and recovery and all things like that. So this is their mission. They're on this mission and they are 100% focused on it, and they 100% believe in it, and they're a soldier, they're a knight, and they're quite aggressive about their belief. Yeah, so they're not going to take kindly to a difference of opinion because they're so blinkered in what they believe in right now. It's like someone has lit a torch under their butt and they are fuming. They are mad. They are crazy because there's so much out there that is trying to rip down what they believe in, rip down what they're fighting for. But they're like, a rabid dog in a corner, fighting to defend this cause. Okay, so this cause could be a big cause like the one I've just spoken about, or it could be a smaller cause, like it might be something personal going on in their life, to do with a relationship in their life or their job. But they are that passionate about whatever it is that they are not going to take kindly to any difference of opinion. This is their cause, their belief, and they are like 100% set on that mission. Yeah. And then this card is you trying to connect with this person, and you've got your own beliefs, yeah, and you've got your own cause and your own mission, and your own way of being and your own purpose, and you're not a knight, you're not a soldier, you're a king, yeah. So you prefer to be more spiritual, more regal, more stationary and still. You prefer to use your voice in a softer way. So maybe you prefer to write as a way of expressing yourself. Maybe you prefer to just have normal conversations with people as expressing yourself. Maybe I don't know, but it's like a softer way. It's more of a conversational way. You're not someone who wants to stand up and fight and get involved and get bloody and messy and all of that stuff. You don't want to risk your life for this kind of stuff. It's just not who you are. But this card is saying that maybe, if you really want to connect with this person, if you really want to have your relationship with them, you might have to get a bit wet, you might have to get a bit dirty, you might have to get a bit involved. You don't have to get totally involved, but you do need to kind of get in there to an extent. Otherwise you're going to have to wait till the battle is over and they then come back to you. But then perhaps they don't, because they might feel like you've abandoned them during this phase. So the way to try and connect with this person and to resolve this issue would be, I would suggest, to try and understand where they're coming from. Try and understand their battle, their cause, their plight. And even if you don't agree with it, it's like have an opinion, have a viewpoint, and talk to them about it. Try and engage with them by engaging with their cause. And if you have a different viewpoint, if you have a different perspective, that's fine. Stand up for that. Yeah, Don't surrender your own beliefs and your own thoughts and everything for somebody else, just for the sake of friendship, or the the smoothness of a relationship. It's like, no, have enough confidence in your own belief, in your own cause, um, to have a healthy debate with them. You don't have to sacrifice yourself just to be a part of what they're doing. Yeah, so like, if you want to get in there and fight, to support them, then by all means do it. Like, if you have a friend who's doing a sponsored run and they're supporting a certain charity, you don't have to believe in the charity per se. You don't have to support that charity personally in order to support that person and donate some money. You're doing it for the friend, more than for the charity itself. And maybe you're quite happy to help that charity out, but it wouldn't necessarily have been a charity that you would have chosen to put your, 20, 50, £100 into, where it's just up to you. And I think that's the same here. It's like, you can support your friend in ways that don't threaten your own integrity. So, other people, for example, about a blog post that she's written or a Facebook post that she's put out there about her cause, it's not going to threaten your integrity if you share it in some way. You don't necessarily have to share it on your page, because maybe that would threaten your integrity, but you could email it to someone who you think might be interested, or you could help her by suggesting, hey, why don't you try and put it here? Why don't you try and share it there? Have you tried doing this? So you can support her indirectly without directly supporting her. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. And in doing so, you can blend yourself with herself. So, like, perhaps she is more of a warrior and more of a she inhabits or he inhabits, and that's where they come from. Yeah, and yet you are not that at all. You are more of an earth person, or an air person, or even a cups person, and you're all about water and love and emotion, and but you're not a battle person. And so your way of spreading with other people is very different and is a lot more gentle, perhaps, and that's where the conflict is here. But there are ways that you can unite with this person without compromising your own integrity. So just have faith in that, trust in that, trust your intuition, yeah, and just take the first step, reach out to this person, try and understand their world compassionate and empathetic, non-judgmental, and non-critical, and then see what happens, see where it goes, and I hope it helps. If you would like me to do a personal reading for you, please do contact me, and we can either do a live consult, or I can do a video for you based on a question. That tends to be the way that I work mostly these days, but obviously it's up to you. I'm happy to do either. Also, you can have a look at my website, lemonrosepetals.com, and there you can find out a lot more information about what I do, and also all the different decks that I have and the other modalities that I practice, because I do a lot of things, not just tarot reading. Please subscribe to my channel. Please, if you like my video or any of my videos, please do like them. It helps me know what questions work for people and which ones don't, and also it's encouraging to know that people are watching and that my readings are resonating and of use, because after all, that is the goal here, is to be of service to you. I wish you good luck with that situation, with resolving that issue within your relationship, And yeah, just stay grounded, stay peaceful, stay calm, and act from your heart.